Let's say you're an absolute pioneer in the space of like taking Bitcoin onto the balance sheet. As you described, humble pleb wage earner. It's like, this is how you do it, is you start accumulating Bitcoin and you do it over a multiple year process, and you have a self-custody setup that you're comfortable with, and it's absolutely possible. Well, what do you reckon is the percentage of the population that's done what you're doing right now? How early are we? And what do you think will happen as more and more people do this?
Great question. Percentage wise, I think, or I couldn't even think to put a percentage on. It's less than 1%, Jake.
Less than
Like
one. I
less than
agree.
one,
Yeah.
less than 1%. You know, all you got to really do is look around your friendship circles and you go, righto. Oh, mind you, Bitcoin is now form a large part of that friendship circle, right? So it's
Yeah.
I'm a bit skewed. But if you were to look around your sort of
But like, we all had to go and
pre-Bitcoin,
find each other,
we
you
did.
know. So if you were to exclude the friends you've made since 2020 or
Oh,
something like that, then
one
it's,
in
you
one
know,
in
no
20,
one. Yeah.
not even, you know, and then 1 in 20 just being aware of Bitcoin, really. In terms of it actually becoming a meaningful chunk of one's portfolio, I think, you know, like it's very easy for me to have a large allocation of Bitcoin because I understand it. And I think that's really the gap where we've spoken in the past, Jake, about the importance of education and just really highlighting this thing. Like you can hear about Bitcoin, you can consider Bitcoin, but really understanding the investment thesis, it's pretty easy to go all in because it's simply money. It's just money.
Yes. Yeah.
Like it's not anything else. That's at its fundamental level. It's just money and it just works better than any money you've come across before. And that actually makes it a really easy investment decision for me because I don't look at it like an investment. I look at it like money. I just saved money. And that money is now increasing in purchasing power. And at some point in the future, I probably will sell Bitcoin. I will probably choose to swap Bitcoin for other things that are going to serve me better in the future. Right now, might spend some Bitcoin in order to fund this lifestyle that I'm really resonating with. That's what it's for. Like people who say, I'm never selling my Bitcoin. Yeah, I agree with it. And I think this next cycle will be the cycle that we start to see some of those institutional products that allow us to lean into that capital appreciation without selling our Bitcoin. But that's probably another story for another day. I think that whole space develops and evolves to a point where we don't have to sell our Bitcoin, but there will be mechanisms by which we can tap into that price appreciation to start funding your lifestyle.
Mm.
But I think this whole notion of never selling Bitcoin, I mean, why are you here? Why are you doing this if not for being able to provide yourself optionality, to be able to lean into what that means for you, save in Bitcoin, and then go and do that thing? You know, I'm not suggesting necessarily properties are even a good investment, but if that's meaningful to you, that's what you should absolutely go and do. So I think, you know, in terms of people understanding Bitcoin, all you need to really do is understand what money is supposed to be like. And then what does Bitcoin solve when it comes to money? And that's as simple as it needs to be. Bitcoin is simply money. It's just a better money than you've ever had.
I didn't even know that you could save. You know,
Mm.
if I really rewind, it's like everything you have to invest. I didn't understand that saving and investing were different things. And that's what Bitcoin taught me. It's like actually money can fulfill the store of value function. And it's been written about for a long, long time from the Austrian School of Economics. And you can go down that rabbit hole and you can go and find all this stuff. And people have studied money for a very long time. And it's actually one of the most powerful intellectual learning curves I've ever been on. Because money is also then, it's the mirror of every trade you do. You want to buy some water, you've got to go and exchange money for it. You want to buy your kids a traveling education package, you've got to exchange money for it. You want to, you know, get someone else's expertise, they're an osteopath, but you've got to give them money for it. Every single trade you do each day involves money. Yet most of us have never asked the question, what is money? And it's absolutely mind-blowing. I think just to throw some crazy numbers out there, or not even the numbers, it's been very clear to me for some time that I think the probability of Bitcoin being the base layer of money for a long time is very, very high. And I don't think that you disagree with me on that.
Great.
Um, if that's true, the people who've had a very high exposure to Bitcoin thus far are a tiny minority that also represent the future of what society will be like. So, like the high probability of the inevitability of Bitcoin would therefore suggest that the choices and the people that you meet that have already done that process are kind of a reflection on the future world.